Okay, Mr. Gala,
Yeah.
what, in your opinion, do you think this present government can do differently?
Well, you see, I will buy
in 1 year.
I will buy quickly into Anyekan that you do not have to be dogmatic. You keep trying different approaches. You look at different approaches until you get that perfect fit, the one that works. But what most importantly, I think the government needs to do, in my opinion, I mean, because I bother, a lot of us don't bother to read. I bother to find these facts, is to communicate and engage more with the people. Because when there is engagement, like Aneka said, and I agree with him, so that the totality of the people can have a buy-in, it now becomes our common project. If you permit me to cite an example, in year 2007, I was in Singapore, and I had the privilege of sitting down with the great Lee Kuan Yew. And in the course of our discussion, we asked the question, how did the modern Singapore evolve? And he said, we set out a vision for Singapore. First was to make Singaporeans of Singaporeans. That is to say, Singapore has Chinese, Malays, Caucasians, different ethnic groups. First to bring them to see themselves first as Singaporeans before an Indian. They did that. That we don't have in Nigeria. We see all of everything from ethnic perspective, yes, regional, my state has no minister and all of that, and marginalized, all nonsense to me. What I want is just give us a Nigerian. Secondly, after they did the integration, they moved further to fight corruption. So they fought corruption, and corruption. And the people were vested, their collateral became their integrity became their collateral. Now the worst you can do to a Singaporean is to call him a thief. If you do, he will take you to court. Then they now moved on to develop policies and let everybody take collective ownership. So if we can't achieve that, set this policy trust in place, set up a vision for Nigeria, and let every Nigerian take ownership of that. It might not be this government, it might be a long-term thing. And that is why sometimes, a lot of the time, I blame us collectively. Mr. Anaji talked about the group, the bad ones, being the ones running the government, being the ones. Of course they will continue to be. For as long as good ones like you sit on the back seat and criticize, rather than going there and dislodge. Let nobody tell me politics is dirty. It is dirty. I went into it. I went into it. And I didn't.
Somebody was shot on the campaign trail yesterday.
It is just the fear culture. At a point in your life, you must conquer death. I long conquer death. I long conquer death. Those who did Nadeko were not seeking any office. It was for the good of the nation. Many died. I mean, life, we have no control. If this light drops on my head, I have no control over that. Let us first banish that thought. That's why I'm saying we must first make Nigerians of Nigerians. So if
Mr. Nigeria, we are going to wind down. Just give us your final thoughts on this issue and, moving forward.
Well, just very quickly.
One sentence, please. Thank you.
Well, the point is that going forward, we need to do the right thing. There's only one truth. What Lee Kuan Yew told you is capable of being replicated everywhere if it is done diligently. There is only one right way of doing the right thing. If you do the right thing with bad motives, you can't get the results. If you do the wrong thing passionately with good motives, it becomes an honest mistake that can be rectified. The worst thing is to know that you are out to deal with me because I am not in line with you. Then no matter how good you want to do, I will not appreciate it. So Nigerians need to be carried along.
Yes.
Carried along.
Yes.
And that is the common, no father or mother shows differential love to the children and hope that they will have the total loyalty.
Okay.
Okay.
Aniakan, one sentence, please, your last word.
I think that this administration has, again, risen to power or risen to prominence on the hope of Nigerians that it would be able to deliver a future that we would be proud of. So far, if we're being frank, I think that there is still quite a lot to do. We haven't quite gotten there yet. I think that the administration needs to be open to those criticisms, not because we're trying to paint anybody black, but because we're trying to show you that this is how far you've come and we believe you can do more. So ultimately, I think what needs to happen is that whether the administration has 1 more year or it has 5 more years to go, it needs to be open to consultative leadership. It needs to be flexible enough to react to things, which means sometimes changing, like you say, or like they have said, things within their own structure or personnel to be able to fit purpose and to be able to deliver the mandate that the Nigerian people want. That has not happened yet. That is the reality.
Mr. Agala.
Government needs to be...
Your last word, the one sentence, please.
Well, I will just buy into Aniakan's submission.
Great.
But
And that's where we have to leave it for this morning.
Ownership.
Thank you very much, legal practitioner Chima Naji, as well as Babatunde Ogala. And then we had Aniakan Etoka, policy analyst, who joined us from our studio in Abuja. Thank you very much all for coming to share your insights with us. Sunrise will be right back with another very interesting conversation. Stay with us.